But sometimes in life, you just need to listen. Juneteenth. Are we really free? People ask, what does Juneteenth mean? A lot of people say it means freedom. Okay, but are we really free? In your mind, you'll say, yes, we are free. I'm physically free. My body is free from slavery, right? But then you're not thinking about mentally free, right? Okay. We all know slavery ended in the 1800s. So we say. But then they came up with the 13th Amendment, which gave them the right to, quote unquote, put people in prison and you still be a slave. So all these plantations got turned into prisons and you were still a slave. But let's kick it deeper than that. We all know about that. We seen it, right? It happened right in front of our face. Let's start when slavery was still around. When slavery was still around, they had the house Negro, right? Now the house Negro was allowed to do a lot more than a a, a field Negro, right? The house Negro was around, served the tables, made sure the kids is okay, stuff like that. Got AC, stuff like that. After a while, after slavery was abolished in the early 1900s, it was a group called the Black Brigade. Now, the Black Brigade was a bunch of black people that got put in power, but not for what they could do. They was chosen. Like, hey, look, this is what you gonna do, and this how you gonna do it. But what was they chosen to do? Run certain things. You know, politicians, lawyers, doctors, stuff like that, right? You might have had got you a degree and thought you was doing something. Whole time, if they really wanted to, they could have been cut you out. Motherfucker could have cut you out, right? Hit me out. They said, look, all we want you to do is mask the mind of the black people. Well, how do you mask the mind of black people? How did they mask the minds of the Romans back in the day? How did they mask the minds of the Romans and the slaves back in the day? They gave them entertainment. People got rowdy and shit. They built the Coliseum. Fuck it. Send some motherfuckers out there. Let them fight. Let them get ate by the lions and shit. Let them do chair races, and they'll be A-OK. And they did the same thing. They did the same thing with us. The same way, the same way our people sold us to the slave owners and the slave masters was the same way the slave masters and owners told the house Negro, this is what I want you to do to masterminds. You wouldn't even believe it if I said it until you start looking the fuck around. Once you start looking around, you'd be like, damn, it makes sense. It really do. Cause we was never free. Like you might be physically free right now. Like you right now, you not incarcerated, right? but your family never had generational wealth. You struggle. You make just enough money to pay your motherfucking bills, and that's it. You might have went to college and thought you was finna get you a good ass job. You done went up there with your little diploma and shit, and they was like, oh, well, we had went with another candidate. The other candidate might be somebody whose family already been with that. You done got passed up. Now you got to figure out another career plan. But you went to college for 4, 5 years to do this one specific thing. Whole time you being gatekeep. It's certain people in position to make us be blind, like athletes and artists, rappers, and actors, shit like that. Comedians, shit like that. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? We watch TV a lot, right? We watch our phones a lot. We watch a lot of people that we idolize a lot. Half of the time we want to be just like them, but do not have the opportunity to do it. And most of you would think, well, hell, if you get off your ass and you work, motherfuckers been working their whole life. Your grandma and them been working 2, 3 jobs their whole life and barely had enough to survive. They whole life until they hit retirement, fam. And they still struggling. Your mama done worked 2 jobs her whole damn life and still struggling. Real talk. But when you look at it like that, you'll think like, well, damn, how come grandma and them that she done graduated high school and college and she got to work 2 jobs and she's still struggling? Woo, she was never put in the position, folks. A lot of us not gonna get put in the position to be mentally free. So now, instead of as they smart with it, they said, now look, we know, we know if they know the truth, shit will get real. So what we gonna do is we're gonna have their own people mask their mind. So it's gonna look like I like somebody made it. That's what it's gonna look like. Shit, somebody made it, right? That's how you look at it. You'll be like, well, somebody had made it. Right, you right. Somebody did make it. Right? Somebody made it. Nowadays, and don't get me wrong, right? You have your doctors, you have your lawyers, you have your politicians, you have your whoever in charge as far as being black, right? Back in the day, that was not allowed. Oh shit, wait a minute. Do you know back in the day, they were burning, if you was a black politician, your shit was getting burnt the fuck down. They did not want you in town. They was not rocking with you, fam, until the Black Brigade. Then they said, all right, look, if we keep doing this, then they not like they might fuck around and turn on us, fam. All right, so what we're gonna do is we gonna get some of them empowered, so it looked like they made it, right? They would now. I'm telling you, Jim, listen. If we give some of them, not all of them, some of them, some type of power, a little bit, not a lot, just enough to be like, we made it. Then they all gonna think they made it. Mentally, they still gonna be slaves, right? And that's exactly what they did, right? But we still struggle as a whole. Motherfuckers is still struggling as a And it's not just black people. It's not just black folks. But the reason I'm bringing that topic up is because of Juneteenth. They gave us Juneteenth. They gave us Black History. They gave us Black History Month, but in school, the only motherfucker they was talking about in Black History Month was Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks. They did not talk about nobody who real deal was on some type of time and they were what's the word I'm looking for? Like they were damn like a revolutionary type of person. Right? Now here we go. They said Martin Luther King marched for your freedom. Right. But it's a lot of stuff about Martin Luther King that y'all ain't tell us. Right? Y'all just passed down that old passive ass message of we shall overcome and march and shit, and that's how everything changed. No, no. It was way more people involved that real deal helped and changed some shit, right? Like maybe when you got a little older, they taught you about Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman freed the slaves, right? But then you young, you like, well, what the fuck is a slave? They didn't tell you that, right? They not telling you about Frederick Douglass. They wasn't telling you about um certain people that really like impacted the black community, fam. They not telling you about the black people who invented things and then got that shit took and made it seem like somebody else invented it and had to shut up, or otherwise that was gonna be your life. They not talking about that. They wasn't telling us that shit in school. Hell, they showed my mama them roots in school on how slavery was really done. And motherfuckers was messed up mentally behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so where is the freedom? Where is the freedom? Hell, when the 13th Amendment came, that automatically took freedom out the picture. Because you instantly went right back to being a slave, right back to being beaten, right back to picking cotton, right back to picking food. Oh, wait, what? What he said? Oh, wait, but they're not picking cotton, they picking food. Oh, shit. That's the same, though? You're a slave, right? You're a number. If you're in prison, you're a number. You're a slave, folks. So, where's the freedom? They was like, oh, if you don't have a job, your ass is going to jail. What? I don't like y'all not giving us no opportunities. Oh, you're not getting no opportunities? Shut the fuck up, boy, jail. Boom, now you in jail. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and motherfuckers act like, oh, what's Juneteenth? And people be like, it's freedom. Yeah, it's freedom, right? That day, for that day, y'all are free as hell, barbecuing, doing whatever you want to do. It's Juneteenth, you know, all the hoods celebrating it. Then you get up the next morning, you go right back to that job that's barely paying you enough to pay your bills. You struggle. Most people turn to criminal activities just to pay their bills. They not even in the streets to be thugging. They in the streets to pay their bills. They in the streets to make sure their kids got food to eat. They in the streets trying to survive because the job that they got, that little minimum wage ass shit they got, ain't paying enough. Then you end up getting caught, and then you go back to being a slave. So where's the freedom at? Where's the freedom of being financially wealthy? Only a select few are financially wealthy. And those select few select the people who are going to be financially wealthy. So where's the freedom? We're being controlled by our minds. We're being controlled by technology. We're being controlled by people that look just like us to keep us quiet. And they don't have to necessarily tell us, shh, be quiet. They don't have to say that. They're just going to entertain you so you can shh, be quiet. Because if we knew the truth about certain things, man, it'll really be a war. But with this topic, people are going to ignore it because, for one, you will say, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That'll be the first thing you say. That ain't got nothing to do with me. The second thing you will say is, man, dude, young as hell, bro. He just reaching. He just saying stuff right now, right? You'll say anything to convince your mind that what I'm speaking on does not pertain to you or ain't got nothing to do with you or anything like that. A lot of people don't care about stuff until something happens to them. 9 times out of 10, and that's okay. You already being tricked. So what does it matter if I'm trying to pass down information to you and you don't want to listen? Just think about it for a minute. You thought you was free. Got your little Juneteenth. That's cool. When shit gonna start helping the community? They already was on some destroy the black community. They been on that type of timing. They was on that type of timing when slavery came. They was on that type of timing with the Jim Crow law. They was on that type of timing with the Willie Lynch letter. They was on that type of timing with segregation. They was on that type of timing when they was sending all black men to prison. You know what I'm saying? They was on that type of timing when there was war on drugs and put the drugs in our community and then turned right around after they put the drugs in the community and said, oh, you selling drugs, take your ass to jail. But then it was okay for the higher society, the upper echelon people, to be doing the same drug that they gave us, but to them it was okay because it's not what they're doing. This right here isn't crack cocaine. It's powder. It's okay to do powder, right? This is accepted by the people, right? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna give the same. They already segregated us, right? Put us in the hood and the ghetto. Then gave us the same fucking drug, but that was too high. So motherfuckers got creative and cooked it. Now it was crack. Now they selling it for cheaper. And they knew it, right? And then they said, okay, well, now, now, now that we got them, now we're gonna go in and we're gonna make sure that the fathers are doing it, take their ass to jail for a long time, and then if you take the male out, you didn't cut the head off the snake. Not saying the woman couldn't do it, but hell, that woman, 6 kids, it's gonna be hard. She gonna do it because she got to, but there ain't no male figure in the house. So how are we free? What what freedom do we have because of Juneteenth? Well, you're not a slave anymore. I literally just said, bro. I literally just said that the 13th Amendment automatically turns us right back into slaves. You're not in jail. You're not a slave. Yeah, you think that mentally, bro? We slaves, bro. We do it. We do what we are told, and what I mean by that is we do what is on TV, on the phone. That's what we do. Whatever is on the TV, whatever is on the phone, whatever is right in front of our face as entertainment, that's what we do. You don't believe me? Okay, here we go. Why when TikTok came out, and I'm not talking about these little dances that everybody doing. Motherfuckers out here acting like AI robots for followers. Ooh, a donut. Ooh, a donut. Like what? What are we talking about? And then you got people real deal doing that shit, folks, in real life doing it. Why? Because that's what they see. You see your favorite artist back in the day. They was not smoking backwoods, fam. Your favorite artist came out. Not everybody in the rap game smoking backwoods. The higher people like, I wonder what we can get them to do today. How about we make the rappers take this and make it cool, and then everybody buys the shit. And they're like, let's see if it works. The rapper did it. You instantly went and copped it because the rapper got it. Why? Because you doing what you see on TV. Mentally, you are being controlled and you don't even know it. You don't even know you mentally being controlled. Back in the day, when gangs came along, those those gangs was there to protect themselves in their community. That's what the whole thing was about. They was being pressed by the oppressor. So they said we are going to fight back, right? Like the Black Panther Party and stuff like that, right? Now, with them doing that, that wasn't no I'm on some gang shit. That was on some we trying to survive. And then, bro, watch how crazy this shit is. They seen that, right? The higher ups. I'm not, and here's the thing, bro. Don't try to twist my words, right? Because we all know the higher ups was white. All right. I'm just saying the higher ups. We all know the higher ups looked at that shit and said, "Oh, hold up, wait a minute now. These motherfuckers got gangs like to protect themselves and their communities. We can't have that shit. Well, what the fuck should we do? War on drugs. What? Yeah, listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to start fucking dropping drugs in, right? And on top of that, we can start dropping guns and stuff in that community, right? Well, what kind of drug? We're gonna do cocaine. What is that? Listen, it's some shit we created in the lab. Right? I'm telling you, listen, you take a bump of this, oh my God, you're gonna feel like you Superman. Okay, boom. Drop the drugs in the community after they already split it, right? Like, hey, you can't go over here. If your ass go over here, you're getting arrested, right? So motherfuckers was getting pressed by the oppressor. So they came up with gangs to defeat all that. Then they dropped the drugs in the communities with the guns, with the ammunition, and said, watch this. That shit instantly turned into World War III. And we ain't even had that shit, right? Instantly, everybody went from, all right, like, this is what who we are to protect ourselves from the oppressor. Well, when crack hit the streets, they was like, shit, nigga, I'm finna kill you. I'ma smoke you to get what you got. So either I could get high or sell. You know what I'm saying? Drop the guns in, that motherfucker got ammunition, right? And they say, I bet they started using it against each other, and that's what we did. That's exactly what we did, right? Fast forward to 2025, you do what you see on TV, right? What do we see on TV? Gang banging, right? Motherfuckers gang banging and don't even realize that before it was gang banging, they was really protecting their community. You just do it because you think it's cool because you see it on TV. You see a flag, you see a color, you see an organization, and you automatically think that's cool. That's what I want to do. Whole time you have been tricked. You have been put in a whole trick bag to believe this is what this really is. They didn't gang bang to throw up flags and do all this and do all that. They was doing that to protect themselves. But once the war on drugs came and bodies started flying left and right, you had to pick a side. Well, at that point, guess what? The higher power said, shit, we won. Checkmate. We won. Checkmate. We didn't know what chess was until motherfuckers started going to prison and getting out. They fucked up when they allowed the black man to start playing chess and knowing what chess is. See, they knew we wouldn't be on that type of timing in our household. They knew we was gonna be on dominoes and spades. They already knew that. They knew that because, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why they knew we would never play a thinking man game. How can a slave play a thinking man game when they told us we can't even think for our damn self? You would have got caught if you tried to learn how to read or learn how to write or shit, learn how to speak a different language. You would get killed. You would have got killed back in the day for thinking. Motherfucker, master didn't tell you to think. What you doing thinking? They knew black men wouldn't be playing chess. Look, that's a thinking man game. You gotta put some logic behind that, right? A lot of motherfuckers who learn how to play chess went to prison. You went under the 13th, you went under the 13th Amendment. You went back to slavery. But the slavery you went to and the slavery they thought they was making was a whole nother slavery. They thought you was about to be oppressed again. Fucked around, the black folks and took over the jail. That's sad to say, but it's true. And that's why a lot of white people go to jail and get abused. And then once again, the gangs had to happen in jail too. Hell, even the white folks had made up a gang in jail. They was getting their ass mollywopped in that bitch. Why? Because motherfuckers was looking at it like the blacks and the Mexicans was looking at it like shit. Well, y'all fucked us over in the free world. We finna fuck y'all over in prison. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. But then they learned how to play chess. And that's where y'all fucked up at. Because motherfuckers learned how to play chess. You oppressed these people for years. These motherfuckers then got out and then was way more successful than you ever thought they'd ever be in life. I don't think Juneteenth is freedom. I think Juneteenth is, I think Juneteenth is more of like blinders. It's like control. It's like we're gonna we're gonna make y'all believe that y'all free. We're gonna make y'all believe that y'all this. We're gonna make y'all believe that y'all that. But you don't control nothing. But that household you stay in that you struggling to pay. And a lot of people be like, shit, I ain't struggling to pay my bills. You lying, fam. They only give you enough money to barely make it. And you wanna know how I know? It's because when them fucking stimulus checks came out, everybody was like, boy, hell yeah, boy. Boy, hell yeah, boy, Trump gave us a stimulus check, boy. Hell yeah, boy. Motherfucker was happy for $1,500. Motherfucker will have it for $1,500. Do you know $1,500 ain't shit? But if you never had money like that, then you would like jump for joy for 1,500. See what I'm saying? We was being controlled then. Let's see how they'll take this little stimulus check, this little 1,500 I'm finna get there. They do you know that millionaires have millionaire conversations? Billionaires have billionaire conversations. To them, 1,500 is 15 cents. To somebody who got money, $1,500 is $15 to them. To somebody who got money. To us, 1,500 is lifeline. It's food, groceries. It's my bills are being paid. That's what it is to us. To them, that's chump change. They spend that on the outfit. We can't spend 1,500 on the outfit. Oh, but wait. Here comes the boomerang. Because the black people that they did put in power make you think it's okay to go and drop 20 bands on a grill so you could be shining with a grill in your mouth. And they made it, they put black people in position to be like, it's okay to go and fuck off money on a watch, on clothes, on shoes, expensive cars. You did all that to flex. You did all that to try to fit in into society, and society don't even accept you. Meanwhile, the higher ups don't even live like that. Motherfuckers who really got money do not live like that. They ain't gotta go out and get all this fancy ass shit. You would think they broke. But you know what? They got us believing Juneteenth is freedom. Shit, the only freedom I see is with my God. You know what? I think this too much for the people. I'm gonna say one thing and then I'm gonna get off. I want you to understand that before they lie to you, they gotta tell you a little bit of the truth. Then they get to lie to you. But the truth and the lie, you don't know what's real and what's fake. I'm just keeping it a bean.